In real estate, reputation is everything. Most brokers have to build it from scratch. But what happens when you've already built up a pretty public profile?
I was a pro hockey player. I lived in 15 cities in 10 years.
I have had many lives, but they're all under the lifestyle umbrella. So I think the one that is most unique is when I was on filming Real Housewives of New York City.
I had some friends that work in the TV industry, and they thought that I would be a great candidate for reality television. And so I was introduced to some producers, and they really liked me and had me top of the list for a few of their dating shows, and that's how I got into it.
For these celebs, it might seem like an easy step to jump into an industry that's all about who you know and who knows you.
It's definitely put me on a lot of people's radar, and they've been reaching out to me for advice on sales of not just commercial properties, but also of their units, of their residential homes that they have in the city.
A very strong social media following from being on television, and so I was maximizing that by creating content, video content like the sales meeting, which was, what's a comparable, what's an amenity, what's a buyer's broker, what's a seller's broker.
People recognize me pretty often in the business now, and I actually just got asked for a cameo at the end of a tour the other day.
But for all of these industry experts, it wasn't all that easy to turn status into a steady stream of business.
So came back to the city and wanted to get into real estate. But all I had was a philosophy degree and a pro hockey player resume. Really wanted to get into commercial real estate. No one would hire me. This is like peak of the market in the middle 2000s. But in residential, they don't pay you any salary, right? So I started at a really small firm, cold calling.
Being a celebrity is really, really difficult to translate that into a transaction business. But it's very difficult to really, transfer from, having a great time and having people say like how great you are to really being like, okay, Tom, Dick, and Harry, I can actually sell your apartment for this amount of money and actually make it happen.
But there's potentially some things that come out that maybe you wouldn't always want people to know about, but that's kind of what you sign up for, and people are going to get to know you on a more personal level, and you're going to have to be okay with people judging you for different reasons. And then coming off of the show, the TV show that was on HBO, it really showed me that media is something that I want to include in my sales process, and that could really help drive sales and results for our clients. But unfortunately, more on the commercial side, it's a little more buttoned up, and I wouldn't be able to be as free and creative with that as I wanted to, especially with my previous firm. So that's what kind of triggered me to start looking around within the industry and which groups that are more focused on residential, because I know that media and those types of channels are huge to Sirhan and other companies that we compete with.
Everyone we spoke to had used a network of colleagues rather than a network of fans to get on top of the business.
So many people I've either known through the different teams I've played on or have come to me through that kind of like past life.
So I have a lot of fans that are, and followers who recognize the value of the real estate that I put on my story.
But unquestionably, the skills and the network gained from these past professions created a baseline for future success.
I've repositioned over 500 townhouses in my career and done skyline changing towers.
I mean, I did the #1 deal in 2021, 150 Charles, and I had a lot of people afterwards be like, wait, what did you just do? Oh, you didn't do it. And I'm like, no, I did that.